G'day everyone. Welcome back to Sunstate Metal Detecting, and thank you for joining us for another afternoon metal detecting down on the beach. We're picking up exactly where we left off last week. We're out in Point Vernon, and we are gradually working our way along this washed out beach up in that direction there. If you haven't joined us for the last couple of weeks, or if you're new here, we've had a decent run recently of really old silver coins down here. And a lot of it has been washed out, as you can see here. A lot of the sand is washed away, just revealing bare rocks and gravel and all sorts of stuff, and that's where we're having a lot of our really good finds. Now, we've got a fair old stretch of beach to cover this afternoon. Up over in that direction, somewhere roughly where my finger is there, is an old swimming enclosure that was used in the later part of the 1800s. And I'm hoping that we might be able to make it up there and have a bit of a scratch around. So we're not going to waste any time. Let's see what we can find out there. We'll see you at the first signal. Oh goodness me, it's like Indiana Jones in here. Boy, this must be the slowest and most painful way to earn a retirement, but still, it's good exercise and a good excuse to go for a walk on the beach, so it's not. Hey, that's much better. It's another silver. Okay, very good. Well, it's just incredible what the daylight can show up. By the time I'd finished here, or roughly about here last week, it was well and truly after dark, so there wasn't a whole lot to see. Or at least this was the point where I turned around and sort of headed back in that direction. But just where I filmed the intro, which is just over there by that tree that I'm pointing at, there's actually a lot of evidence of an old building, which I had no idea was even there. There's some old wooden stumps and a few bits of old, really old concrete and other stuff, but just something I'd never noticed, and I didn't even notice in the dark. Anyway, I digress. We do have a target here to start us off. It's a really nice target too. Let's have a go at this. Sounds like it's going to be nice and shallow. And, oh, these rocks are hard to kneel on. I probably should invest in some knee pads, eh? Anyway, something on the shopping list. I reckon, it's on the surface. Here we go. That's going to be, I think, a 2-cent coin to start us off. Yeah, just sat on the surface in this washout. So that's, I think, evidence that there's going to be more to come. Actually, and I'll just spot it over here as well. Oh, look, there's a square nail. I just eyeballed that as I was putting it away. So there you go. We've got a little bit of old and we've got a little bit of new. Okay, let's keep moving along and see what else the beach has to offer for us. All right, well, as we found last week, there's an awful lot of targets here. A lot of iron tones and a lot of very tight clusters of just junk targets. But the Manticore's eating it up. I've got the recovery speed set all the way up, as high as it can go. So we're getting right between a lot of these targets. And I've managed to sniff out this tiny little itsy bitsy one in between a whole heap. Have a listen. Nice small one. That's the sort of target we're looking for down here. And those sort of numbers can correspond to a whole heap of different targets. Could be anything from silver to any number of different coins, old and new. So, let's see what this one happens to be. If I get the correct pinpointer out. Okay. Oh, yep, I do see a small coin there. It's got to check the thickness of it. Ah, there we go. It's a bare copper edge. So that is going to be a 1 cent to go with the 2 cent that we had just before. Okay, right. We'll bag that up and we'll keep marching on. All right, we have a contender for our first possible silver coin here. It's a 40s signal. It's just sitting above a 40. But very stable. So let's have a go. I reckon that's generally around a 42. Oh, actually, I see a coin. I think I'm right. Yes, I am correct. Look at that. That's going to be a threepence, guys. Silver coin number 1. Very green, but actually maybe able to get a date off it. No, it's going to need cleaning before we can get a date off it. But there you go, we've hit silver pretty well straight away. And albeit sat right on the surface, so happy days. More silver. Let's keep searching, and we'll see what else we can turn up. All right, we've got another lovely tone here we're going to investigate right beneath this beach entry pathway. And this one's interesting because you can actually see on the timber there, that dark section just down the bottom, just there where I'm pointing, that's the old sand level. So you can see that it's actually dropped quite a way. So we're well and truly beyond what this detector would have ever been able to find in the past. And just here is the tone we're looking at. Singing, clean as anything. Now, let's just remove some of these rocks. So I reckon, from the sounds of that, it's not going to be all that far under. Nothing jumping out at me right away. Apparently it's right there. That is a loop of copper wire with a very nasty point on the end. Yeah. Well, not sure what that's what the purpose of that would have been, but could even be like an old snare trap possibly, given the way it's been looped and bound there. But usually circular objects like that will sound much better than they have any right to be. So we'll pop that in our junk bag and we'll keep searching. All right, nice little low tone here to investigate. Let's see what this is. Sort of a slightly larger than usual dot on the display than what we would expect for a coin, but you know, part of getting good at detecting beaches is working out what the beach conditions are doing to your targets. All right, this one is under this rock here, I think. Should be looking at it. Oh, yeah, there is something there. That's part of an old toy, I think. Well, something of that nature. Evidently broken, but I would say that's probably like a grill off an old toy truck or something of that nature, I reckon. If you've got any other ideas what that might be, just let me know. But it's going to be junk all the same, I would imagine. All right, let's keep moving along and hopefully turn up a few more little silver odds and ends. All right, not a metal detecting find, rather a demonstration. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I was in an area where I could see that there were quite a few different layers that had me intrigued. I had a few questions about these layers. Now, I found an example here of what I'm talking about. Now, we can actually see in this area 3 separate layers. We've got the bottom layer down here, which is the more orangey coloured soil, which cuts off about there. Lots of natural materials, looks like bits of reef and coral and all that sort of stuff there. We then have another layer up to here, which is all like a dark brown substrate. And then we have a final layer on top here. Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking for different things. I'm looking for signs of habitation. So for example, in these bottom 2 layers, I see no signs of human habitation. But in this top layer, I see bits of broken glass, lots of disturbed soil, and you also get bits of ceramics like that. So that basically indicates to me that all of our finds are going to be coming out of that layer. Now, in the case of a couple of weeks ago, when I first spotted the layers, there was maybe 3 or 4 layers on top that all had human habitation, all separately coloured, which indicates an extended period of time of people doing stuff in that spot. So just thought that might be an interesting little tip, a little bit of something for you to watch out for the next time you're out detecting. And we'll just see, if this top layer here that's washed away has anything for us to find. Let's keep going. All right, well, I've just passed an area where there's not really been so much to talk about. Just a lot of iron targets, no real targets worth digging. I've just come across this spot here, and I've just picked out probably a half dozen copper square nails just off the surface here. And I do see big old shards of really old glass up there, and there's lots and lots of, old stuff caught up in these roots here. And just down below, I've got a little target here that's worth a dig. Very mid-50s. Very mid-50s. just curious to see, is it a coin? Or maybe a big square nail, or what? Now it can't be deep under because I can see here's the bedrock right here. So yeah, that's should be a relatively straightforward dig. Yeah, I'm just going to try and get underneath. Oh yeah, there's another square nail, big one. Okay, so perhaps boat building or a structure or something stood in this location of years gone by. If it was a structure, it's most likely a little bathing house, like a spot to, you know, change into your swimming suit. And no doubt wherever they are, we tend to find lots of old buttons and coins and other interesting odds and ends. So let's keep searching. All right, well, the light fades quickly down here. We're very swiftly heading towards dusk, so I imagine we'll probably have the head torch on sooner rather than later. Got a target here that we're going to search before we do, though. It's sounds like a bit of a faint one, so it could either be very small or it could be fairly deep. So it's going to be interesting to see. And interestingly, it's in a section that's not washed out. So like there's a washout right there, as you can see, but this area here is not. So who knows? I reckon that's somewhere up in the 80s, eh? Possibly. It's a little bit difficult to get an accurate track on it because of, you know, how faint that signal is. I think it's about where I've dug though, so let's see. Yeah, usually they do start to clear up a little bit as you start to remove a bit of the overburden. Then we can get a bit of a more accurate track on it. Okay. Yeah, a little bit closer to the log there, I think. Maybe. We are hitting some gravel there, which is making this a little bit more difficult than usual, but we're going to persist. I'm actually just going to switch to my hand tools, because I think we're actually closer than we think we are. Hello, puppy. Hey, how you doing? Oh, have you come to help me? Have you come to help? Yes, you have, haven't you? Hey, what's in there? Yes. Hey. Yep, we are close to it. All right, let's see, what have we got? Oh, coin. It was a coin. Yeah, it's a plain bronze edge, so that's going to be a 2 cent. There we go. All right. Well, let's pop that away, and we'll keep working these washouts a little bit further along. All right, digging another one here that could be a coin. Let's have a go. Double bouncing. So that tells me that whatever it is, it's close to the surface. And if I get the correct pinpointer out again. And it should be. Oh, what's that? Oh no, it's just a bit of copper plating or brass plating. We do get that along here. And I believe it's tied in with some of the boat building activity and boat repairs that would have happened on this beach 100 or so years ago. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, another nice little target here. Once again, not in a washout, which is interesting. There are a few more sizable washouts I can see coming up ahead, so let's get onto them as soon as we can. Let's dig this first. A little bit jumpy, could be I think anywhere from a 70 to an 80. And it should be just down next to this little square shaped rock. Oh, we're actually hitting big rocks right away, so I'm not even going to be able to use the sand scoop beyond that. So we might be dealing with something in a crevice. Maybe. Just pull this grass back here. And let's see. Okay, a little bit of depth, nothing too terrible. Now, there's a big old rock there. Just got to work out how these rocks are stacked. Yeah, big old rock there. Let's lift that up and out of the way. Okay. Now, another flat little rock there, and it could be under this rock here. Or just off to the side of it. There is something. Oh, it's silver. It's a little silver. It's a wheatie. It's a wheat threepence. Probably on edge. Hey, you beauty. Just going to try and get a date. It's another 43, I think. Yeah, it's another 43. So that's our third 43 wheat threepence we've had down on this beach. Don't know what it is with 1943 threepence here, but I'll take as many of them as I can find. Yeah, that's a nice little find, and not even in a washout. So that gives me hope that there might be even more decent little finds here that perhaps I've just missed in the past. Who knows? Let's keep going. All right, in one of the washouts here, we've got a nice little tone we're going to chase. Let's have a go at this. Put that somewhere sort of a low to mid 50s, I reckon. Now the sand scoop's going to be totally useless here, so we're just going to go straight to the pinpointer and hand tools. Let's get rid of some of these rocks. Actually, a bit closer than I thought. Okay, that should be enough. Oh look, it's another square nail. Okay, so they're still along here. I guess we're not overly far from where the 43 threepence came from, so they're usually found in relatively close proximity to each other, so that sort of makes sense. All right, let's keep searching this washout and we'll see what else it has to offer. All right, there is something else in this washout. Just down there, that's where our square nail came from. And just up in here behind these twigs, we've got this. So this could be interesting. I'm giving you a really good view of my knees there. It's always what we want. Now, nothing immediately from the surface. I'm not really surprised. Just get some of these rocks aside. No sign of it yet. Let's just push that stick out of the way over there. Actually, I'm going to have to hold that back with a rock so it keeps bouncing back. Oh yeah, okay. Just about on it. Let's get that out of the way. Are we out? I think we should be. Oh, I see a coin. What's that? I'm gonna have to check the edge. Ah, it's a 1 cent ringing low. Okay, not to worry. You got to take your chances on those ones because anything in the 60s, you know, 60s, 70s, they can sometimes be very interesting. All right, let's keep searching. This one's going to be fun. So those leaves there, right? Behind them, there's a target. Sounds pretty good. So we're going to have to go bush bashing here for a minute. Bear with me while I get everything into position here. getting right in the bush. Oh, yeah, okay. Something like that. Now, I'm going to see what I can do while you're getting hit in the face with leaves. All right, I think I've opened up enough of the tree to do what we need to do without getting stabbed in the eye by a branch. Okay, let's pan you up that way, that's better. Should be around here somewhere. Let's get that rock out of the way. Actually, it's up there. Right, let's get those rocks out of the way. Oh, should be almost touching it. By the sounds of that. Oh, I saw a small coin just pop out then. Aha. Aha. And it is, checking the edge. Oh, goodness me, it's like Indiana Jones in here. 1 cent. Right. Okay then. Whatever. Just going to search a little bit more in here now that I've got access. And, yeah, see if there's anything else in here of interest. All right, I finally have a job for the sand scoop. Hurrah! Yeah, fairly nice sounding tone. There's a number of different potential targets this could be. 20 cent being the most likely contender, but yeah, we've definitely seen threepence ring up like that as well. Very, very consistent as we dig, so... Oh yeah, I think I see... Is that our target there? It is, it's a 20 cent. A very gunked up 20 cent. Cool. All right, let's keep moving. All right, we're gonna give this one a go. Sounds a little bit soft, so it could be maybe like a lead sinker or something like that, or it could be a coin on edge. But we're gonna have to dig it to find out, so let's see. I'm going to put that somewhere in the low 40s. Oh, there's something else over there. Oh, look out, we've got 2 targets. Something else over there. Nice shallow one too. Let's attack this first. Well, I wasn't really expecting that out in one. I thought for sure we'd have to go down to the rock layer for this. Oh, there is a old bent square nail. All right, well that bodes well for our other target here. Let's just pop this away. I'm just going to quickly fill this hole in. I'd rather not have somebody or something fall into it. There we go. And let's just step over here, and I think it was about here. That sounds decidedly nice. Okay, back out with the pinpointer. Okay. Oh, coin. Now, the real test, what's the edge like? Ah, it's plain edge. Another 2 cent. All right, I'd say that one's probably washed out of that little bit of a bank up there, and that's why it's only very shallowly buried. Cool. Let's keep moving, hey? All right, still no washouts to speak of, but plenty of finds, so we'll take them while they're coming thick and fast. Here's the next tone we're going to investigate. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't think it's a 90. I actually think this one's probably somewhere more high 70, low 80. Yeah, mid to high 70s. Let's see, what are we dealing with? Oh, there's a There's a coin in there. Okay, we've got to do the test again. Another plain edge, another 1 cent. Boy, there's just so many of these down here, it's crazy. But you know, you've got to dig them, because it's going to be the one that you walk past that ends up being, you know, a lovely key date sixpence or a shilling or something nice. So we're going to keep going, keep digging them and see what else we can turn up. Let's keep walking. All right, we've got another double banger here. We've got 2 targets in a similar sort of area. Actually, just over there, we had a 1 cent come out of that hole there. So both of these very well could be coins. Let's have a look at this one. 40-ish. And down here is our other one. Yeah, mid to sort of mid 50s to a low 60. Let's take this one first, and then we'll do our other target up above. All right, we're out in one. Nothing jumping out at me yet. Okay. It's whatever this is. Something that's very gunky. Just going to, bear with me, hit it. Nothing's really visible. I am seeing a bit of, oh there you go, a bit of copper. Don't know, it looks like just a twisted up piece of copper. So we'll put that in the junk pocket. Let's check this other target though. Just briefly fill this hole in. Otherwise I'll end up tripping over. There we go. Now, let's see, it was just up here. All right, let's try the sand scoop on this one. Now we're hitting rocks straight away. That wasn't overly successful. All right, hand tools it is. Let's get my pinpointer out again. There we go. All right, not too far up. Yep, there we go. It's a very ultra crusty 20 cent. Hooey! That one has definitely seen better days. All right, let's bag that up and we'll keep working our way along. All right, another decent target here mid-beach. Very solid 53, 54. Very solid. Marginally higher out of the hole. All right, let's see. What have we got? Should be. Oh yeah, okay. I thought it was a coin for a second, but no. It's a one of these old brass canvas eyelets. There you go. We do find a few of those along here. Okay, let's file that one away. Fill this in and move on. All right, well, we're moving on to an area that has a decent little erosion bank, but no washouts like earlier. So, don't know. Still seems to be plenty of fine, so I'm happy to carry on as is. Let's find out what this is. We're right in the middle of the beach again. It signals anywhere from like a 70 up to maybe a low 80. Yep, 80 through 82. Let's see, what are we dealing with? That of course is silver range, but it's also the correct numbers for a 2 cent, which, yeah, this one is. All right, we've got another one. Okay, all right, into the bag. We'll fill this in and move on. Okay, we've got another near identical signal. We're about, I don't know, 3 or 4 paces from the last 2 cent. This one's maybe a little bit higher, so it's possibly into shilling territory, but we'll have to dig it to find out. Sounds shallow too, which is interesting. I suppose that's possible if it's come out of that bit of an erosion bank right there. Yeah, it's not too far under. We'll just use our little hand scoop here. No need to crack out the big guns for this one. All right. Definitely in here. There is definitely a coin here. Uh-oh. It's the same size. Yeah, another 2 cent. Boy, this must be the slowest and most painful way to earn a retirement, but still, it's good exercise and a good excuse to go for a walk on the beach. So we'll keep digging them as long as they're here. Right, I'd like for just one of these not to be a 2 cent. Hopefully this is the one. Let's see. Extremely typical 2 cent tone. We've just dug 2 others. So the chances are extremely high that this is just another one. We're practically touching it. Yep, there we go, there's a coin. And plain edge, so yes, yet another 2 cent. All right, moving on. All right, well, I think we've broken the curse of the 2 cent pieces, but we might have started on the 1 cent pieces. I hope not, but we're going to find out. That's about right for a 1 cent, maybe a little on the low side, so there is at least a little bit of hope. I'm not holding my breath though. Let's get that rock aside. Oh, there's another rock there. Okay, well, we're out. Now, what are we dealing with? I did feel it's not. Hey, that's much better. Okay, it's another silver. Okay, very good. I thought it might have been a little on the low side for a 1 cent, but it's about right for a 3pence. Now, is it? It's another wheatie. Just going to get the date. Oh, there you go. It's a 44. So the year after all the 43s that we've been pulling out down here. But yet another 925 3pence to add to the collection. Very good. More of those, please. All right. Well, no sooner had I broke the curse of the 2 cent pieces with something else, I might be back onto another one. Albeit this one's a little on the low side, so there's a chance it might not be, and I'm hoping it's not. So let's see. Generally, I think that's a high 70s tone, like maybe a 77 through 79, something like that. We've got lots of roots and rocks here, so I'm not going to use the sand scoop. Yep, okay, it's right at the base of whatever this root is that I've got here in front of me. Okay, just on the other side of it actually. Oh, yep, there's a, oh, it's a bigger coin. Okay, that's better. Not a 2 cent. Now, the big question is, what is it? Just going to carefully brush this edge. I'm looking to see if the edge has ribs on it. No, this one doesn't, so that's going to be a halfpenny. That is going to be a halfpenny. Now, it's been here a long, long time because it's totally crusted in green. I can't make out any detail on that whatsoever. So we're going to carefully clean that when we get home, and we'll find out what sort of halfpenny it is, although it does feel a little thick, so I wonder if it's one of the older Britannia halfpennies. I've never found one of those yet. Fingers crossed, hey? But yeah, another pre-decimal to add to our tally. Let's keep working, and we'll see what else there is to be found. All right, well, for some reason this area is absolutely chock-a-block full of iron tones, like big, heavy iron tones. So I don't know whether it's some sort of construction that used to be here, or something's been demolished, or concrete with rebar in it. It's deep underground, so I'm not going to bother with it. But between some of the tones, I'm getting things like this. Now, that seems to have a bit of depth on it, and we are only sort of, 4 or 5 paces further along from our halfpenny, so we can't ignore it. Now, I've hit a solid piece of something, I don't know what. Probably just a big old rock. Yep. And hard up against that rock is our target, so we are going to have to remove it. Oh yeah, no wonder I wasn't getting through that in a hurry. Okay, should be just down there somewhere. Oh, be jammed between these two rocks here, I reckon. It's got rocks everywhere. Should be practically touching it according to that. Oh yeah, there's a coin. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a 20 cent. It was just ringing up really high for some reason. All right, cool. Let's add that one to the tally. Just going to quickly check. There's something else down here as well. Well, that would explain why the 20 cent was ringing high. Oh yeah? No, I thought I saw a coin. I did. What's that? That is a... Oh, it's $1. Yeah, one of the old kangaroo Aboriginal drawing one, I think. From 88, I think that one was. Yeah, 88. Okay. So that's our first gold coin on the board. Wonder if there's more. No, maybe it was just 2 coins in one spot. Let's check that. Yeah, there you go. All right, well that was a worthwhile dig. Let's keep working our way along and see if we can get a few more for the tally. All right, well we've got 2 things in this spot. The first one I've just picked up off the ground. It's another ripper little lure. Big 3-hook one there. They're all rusted out, so this has probably been down here a little while. But definitely going to be something usable, so that one's going to get bagged up. Actually, I'm just going to throw it in a different compartment of my bag here so I don't end up shanking my fingers the next time I put my hand in there. The other thing is a target underneath this little bit of a tree root here. We're going to have a go at this. Sounds like there might be a little bit of depth on it. Now, I don't know how we're going to go with the sound scoop. No, straight onto rock. So this is going to be hand tool only. Okay. Yep, another big old chunk of rock here, and I've got bugs flying up in my face from every direction. Swarms of them. Oh, goodness me. Must be angry that I swallowed one of their friends earlier. Okay. Looks like we're just down and to the left over here. Is that a coin I spy? It is a coin I spy. All right, now, the moment of truth. Plain edge, yep, and a thick plain edge, so that is going to be a 1 cent. All right. That's a bag, that one. And we'll keep wondering. All right, we've got another 2 targets in the same location. We've got, well, and just for reference, just behind there, that's where a 1 cent and our fishing lure came from. Over here, we've got this. .42, .43, relatively deep, and we've got this. High 70s, not so deep. So, I'm just going to see here, we've got very thick roots here, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see, are we close? Yes, we are. That's good. That saves me a big headache, potentially. Now, let's see. Are we out? No. Should be touching it though, whatever it is. Nothing's jumping out at me right at the moment. Oh yes, something is jumping out at me. Got us another small coin here. Thick plain edge. So it's going to be a 1 cent again. All right. So let's put that one away. And we'll just very quickly fill that in. And we'll turn our attention over here to this one. A little bit deeper than the last one, but not by much. Oh, I saw a flash of green then. Oh, I do see there's a square nail. That could be what it was. That could be. Yep. Yep, unfortunately, I think it's just going to be a square nail. Alright, but it still tells us that we're in the right area for old stuff. So even though we are digging up coins and other more modern treasures, there very likely will be some more older stuff around. So let's keep moving. Alright, another lovely solid little target here. Let's have a go of this. That's the sort of target we like to hear. Extremely coin-like. And as we've seen so far this hunt, those numbers can be old silver. It's up here. It's not old silver though, it's a modern 20 cent. Oh, albeit one of the very early ones. Cool. Let's pocket that and we'll wander on a little bit further. We're almost ready to turn back. Well, we have ourselves another surface find. Didn't need the metal detector to spot this one. It's glistening and gleaming at me from a distance. And we've got ourselves another fishing lure. Although the, yeah, there we go. It's got all the gunk in the nasty looking hooks on the back there. That'll take a little bit of effort to get that cleaned out, but once again, that's probably going to be another serviceable lure once it's been cleaned. I'll add that to the bag with the other lure, and yeah, that's pretty neat. Let's keep going. All right, well, let's see what this is. It could be a small coin, and if it's not, it might be something else nice. Let's have a go. Ultra consistent. Now, just using the sand scoop here to get the hole started. Yeah, it is further down. I thought it would be, but all this seagrass is going to get in the way here. So let's just move that over there. Should be just in the wall over here. I'm not, oh yes, I am seeing something. It's not what I was hoping for. What is that? Well, actually that looks very much like that, what we found first up. Like a grid pattern. It's made of lead, except this one seems to have some sort of filament in. Is it a filter? Some sort of a filter maybe? I don't know. let's get rid of that and we'll keep moving. All right, well, we're now only about 50 metres from the spot where we're going to turn around and make our way back towards the start. This has been a fairly interesting night. We've not really had that many washouts. Since I saw you last, there was only really one major washout and not a whole lot in it. So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like perhaps not much rain fell up this far as what it did closer to town. But anyway, we're going to have a go of a target here that could have some potential. Have a listen. I think it's going to be somewhere around this rock here. So it is in a little bit of a washout, but not that much. No hint of it to start with. So let's see if we can get some leverage on this rock and get it manoeuvred. No, that's jammed in there. Oh, pretty tight. Oh, because it's huge. That's why. Okay. Okay, so our target was up against that rock. What am I seeing there? Is that a button? Yes, it's a button. Hey, I like buttons. And this one's got writing on it. Oh, a lot of writing. G. Stewart, I think that is. G. Stewart. Maryborough. Oh, wow, okay. So that's actually a local button. Oh, wicked. Well, I'll be able to do a bit of research on that a little bit later on. It's definitely a suspenders button. It's got the 4 holes on it. So we'll give it a light clean. I do like the patina on that. We're going to try and keep as much of that as possible. And I'll find out a little bit more history about that company when I do my cleanup later on. Let's keep going. All right, let's find out what this is. I'm thinking it could be a can, but we've sort of got to have a go. Just on the off chance it isn't. Now, let's see. Okay. It does sound like it could be a smaller target. Let's just get some of these rocks up and out of the way. Whoa, there's a coin. Ah, it's a 1 cent. Well, I wasn't expecting a 1 cent to make all that noise, so I wonder, is there something else here as well? Possibly. Let's have a... The answer to that is firmly maybe. What have I got here? I should be staring at it and I just can't see whatever it's supposed... Oh, there it is. Hello. Found it. What have we got? Is that a 2 cent? Yep. A 2 cent to go with 1 cent. Although that one's not green, it's just red. Bright red. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. Is there anything else? Maybe. Oh yeah, what's that? It's another coin. So we've got a spill. And that's another 1 cent. Okay, so that's 4 cents. Anything else? Is that what? Yeah, let's make sure that's not my shovel, which it appears it was. Okay, I think we've got ourselves almost the lowest possible value spill that we could have potentially found, but a spill's a spill, so that's good. Let's keep working, hey? All right, well, we're well over halfway back now. Most of the beach thus far, it's been a lot of iron tones and just low quality junk tones that we've just stepped over. So I've just sort of ploughed on until we've found something worthwhile, and this could very well be it. Let's have a go of this. That sounds very, very similar to the one of the thrippinses that we found earlier, and that wasn't actually all that far from where I am now. So there's a chance. Okay, I'm just going to use my plastic scoop just in case it is something nice. Oh no, it's a square nail. Yep, we also found lots of them near here. All right, so let's fill that in and we'll just keep plugging on. And hopefully we can turn over one last nice find. Well, we've been on a real roll with these. It's another surface find, and if I just get down here, we've got another lure. Yeah, it's another hard-bodied lure. So there would have been, oh yes, I see there's a place for a hook on the back here, and one here. But that looks to be in, again, fairly decent nick. It's a fairly lightweight one. There you go. So we'll add that to the pocket with the other two lures that we found tonight. And we'll add that one to the tackle box at home. Let's keep going. All right, well, we're right back at the beginning again. We're just below the pathway where we're going to exit out of the beach and back to the car. And I've got one last target here that we're going to investigate together. Sounds pretty good. Let's hope it's something nice. Nice small target. That's what we like to hear. So let's see if I can get my pinpointer out. There it is. Only a little bit of depth on this one. It's not too far down. Just get this out and pop a bit of material out of the area. Hopefully it should be in amongst that. No, still down there. Oh, yes. Oh, I think we've got pre-decimal for the last coin. Yeah, we do. Look at that. Hey, that's cool. We've got a penny. Just trying to make out what I can see there. I think that's the... Oh, no, 1 penny. Yep, that's a Commonwealth penny, that one. Can't make out the date. The date will be just down the bottom there. But that's a nice little find for the last one of the day. Very cool. All right. Well, we're leaving on a bit of a high note. That's great. I'll pop that one in my bag. There we go. We'll get this filled in. And just say a big thank you to everyone for joining us on our little treasure hunt tonight. Well, I think we'll carry on again next week and just work our way further up the beach. We didn't quite make it to the bathing reserve that was there about 100 years ago, but maybe next week we'll get there. We'll see how we go. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video tonight, please make sure to hit the like button. Definitely helps us out a great deal. And if you'd like to see more videos just like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We release a new video every Wednesday at 7 PM Australian Eastern Standard. That's GMT plus 10. And we have a live premiere where we can all sort of get on and have a chat and all that sort of stuff. So until next week, happy hunting, stay safe, and we'll see you out in the field. That's a copper square nail. No, it's not. It's a rusty normal nail. Well compacted up square nail. There we go. An old piece of can slaw. Yeah, okay. Might be like an old milk bottle cap by the looks of that, possibly. Or a piece of fishing tackle. Yeah, it is. There you go. Some piece of copper by the looks of it. And it's fishing gear. Blast. Nope, that's just a modern stainless steel nail. Well, that's just a coffin sinker. It's not steel, and it is malleable, but not heavy enough to be lead. So that's got to be tin. Oh, actually I see can slaw. It's just going to be can slaw. Yeah, it is. And I see a piece of old can slaw there.